we'll begin. Yes, so this morning we're going to do the body awareness meditation, as we usually start the week with this. And I don't think I've got much to say about it this week, which is strange, isn't it? All I can say is how important it is to stay in the body. And I suppose what I could say is that when we first start to do it, I've met people who just can't feel the bodies at all. It's quite amazing that we are so habitually in our heads that some people can't feel the bodies unless they're in pain, and that's a poor state of affairs. So this meditation is about really more and more feeling into the body. So when you first start doing it, you will perhaps get some kind of sensations in the body. You might get a lot, but hopefully as you go on, you start to notice the more subtle sensations. And if we just do it by rote, it can get boring, and that's a shame, because it's. I used to find it quite boring when I used to go and sit down and somebody would lead it, and they'd say, and now your arms, and now your hands, and now your shoulders, and now you, and so on. And they just used to recite a list of places in the body. And what I try to encourage you to do is to actually, I mean, I recite a list as well, but I try and do it in a way, I hope, that encourages you to actually look more deeply. We're not just looking superficially at the body, we're trying to really penetrate deep down into our subtle sensations of the body. So that's what I would encourage you to do. You can't do that straight away, of course. It comes over a period of years, actually. But if we keep doing it, then it keeps getting more colourful and richer as we go along. Okay, so let's start. Just sit for a moment, preparing ourselves. Just noticing how you are right now. Bringing our awareness to the sensations of the body and the sensations of the mind. What's going on for you right now? And is it pleasant, unpleasant, or somewhere in between? So however we are, even if we've got a negative state of mind or an aching body, that's where we're starting from. So just being in full kindly acceptance of how we are right now. We can't change it instantly, it's how we are. Noticing your contact with the earth through whatever you're sitting on or lying on. This solidity behind you or underneath you. And allowing yourself to just surrender to that. Letting any sense of holding your weight just dissolve. Just letting the earth, letting gravity hold you. And bringing attention to the chest area, noticing the rising and falling of the breath of the chest as we breathe in and out. The sensations of the breath in the lungs and the throat. Just for a moment or two, getting absorbed as much as you can in this rising and falling of the chest, the coming and going of the breath. And we're going to begin at the top of the head, crown of the head. Can you feel the skin on the crown of the head? You may or may not. If you can't, just staying open to noticing that sensation. You just need to relax. We mustn't try too hard with this meditation. Just relax. You might notice a tightness, the stretching, tingling. Bringing our awareness forward to the top of the face, the forehead. You might be frowning a little bit. We tend to habitually frown. I don't know why. I suppose we're holding our face in a particular way. Just allowing your face to relax, your forehead particularly to relax. Letting the creases drop out. And then the same with the face, allowing the face to relax completely, to sag. Allowing the eyes to be soft behind the sockets. We're still looking, even though we might have our eyes closed, but just letting that be soft. Keeping the forehead relaxed. Allowing the chin to sag, to drop open slightly. Can you be aware of your ears? We've not done this before. Ears are funny things. We can very sensitive to help us hear, but not easy to feel. Can you feel anything about your ears? A bit of a challenge is this one. I think the thing about all this is that if you think you can't do it, you won't be able to. So particularly on this body awareness, we've got to have some faith in the fact that it is possible. And if we can believe it's possible, it will become possible. True of so many areas of life. moving down the throat. Might help to swallow. Down to the shoulders. I'm just noticing the shoulders and the neck. How are these? Are they tight? Is there some tightness there? Or tension? An achiness maybe sometimes in our shoulders. So it could be your posture. If you're slumping, as I tend to do, that can make the shoulders ache. If you're not relaxing, that can make the shoulders ache. So sit up as straight as you can, not ridiculously straight. Just erect and alert and relax. And if the ache is still there, then just breathing kindly awareness into it. Just helping it to soften. Not trying to push it away in any way. Moving down the arms. So we've got the upper arms. And we'll get a sense of having some upper arms. Just this mysterious sense of something being there. Maybe a tingling as well. And the bony elbows. We know the elbows are there if we knock them, don't we? They're really painful. But when they're feeling okay, can we just sense some solidity there? Kind of solidity, but it's actually not solid at all, of course. Talk about solidity, it's just as a quality really. But actually, if you notice it's not solid, you might feel the elbows or any bony part of the body. And they're made up of a whole load of tinglings, of comings and goings. Nothing about the body is permanent, constantly changing. Notice the forearms. Again, you might notice tingling, sense of something being there. And that being there is constantly moving, coming and going. Can you notice that? The whole of our body is like a hive of activity. Moving to the inside of the wrist, can you feel your pulse? echo of the heart driving life-giving blood around the body. Moving to the hands. So just looking at the hands in general, if you've got your hands together, you might feel a sensation of one big amorphous mass of energy. If you've got your hands separate, then there'll be two masses of energy in the hands as a whole. Can you feel that? Moving into the hands individually, you notice the sensations on the back of the hands. And on the palms of the hands. So is there a difference between the two? Speaking for myself, the sensations, the tingling on the back of the hand is sort of electric. It's slightly uncomfortable. And the tingling on the inside on the palm of the hand, for me, anyway, is much more comfortable. It's warm. It's slightly damp. It's quite pleasant. If you move down your fingertips now, down to your fingertips, down the fingers, what's the energy at the fingertips feel like? For me, it's quite strong. If energy could shout, then this energy at the fingertips would be shouting the loudest. Back to the shoulders now. And we're going to go down the back of the body. So first of all, just noticing the upper back. What's particular about this? You notice the movement. Movement of the breath. Can you get some subtle sense of other feelings in the back, in the upper back? We're going to move down the back now. As we do so, can you notice the muscles in the back? The sort of support that you can feel in the back. Slight tension maybe. If there's any aches in the back at all, just breathing kindly awareness, kindly attention into them, befriending any pain, helping it to soften. The lower back, and moving to the hips. So can you feel anything in the hips? Big bony structures. Maybe the best you can hope to do is to just have some sense of them. If your hips are hurting, you will definitely feel them. But if they're comfortable, it's not so easy. Moving round to the bottom, the bum. Just noticing the contact with whatever you're sitting or lying on. And can you feel the sitting bones inside each buttock? Sort of a sharper, more pointed sensation. Moving down the back of the legs. Again, what can you feel? These muscles in the upper leg, hamstrings, tingling. This constant sensation of coming and going. Of energy on the move. Down to the lower leg, the calf muscles. You might be able to somehow feel the volume of these, the space they inhabit in some way. Round to the heel of the foot. And the sole of the foot. So here's a richness of sensations in the sole of the foot. What can you feel? But just on the surface, if you can allow your mind, your awareness to penetrate right into the foot. The whole of the bottom of the foot. tingling with energy, constantly moving, changing. Toes, can you feel your toes? Can you feel any tingling at the tips of your toes? Remember the fingertips. Is there any similar sensation at the tips of the toes? You need to really home in to find this. And the upper foot. Top of the foot. This sensation's here different to the sole of the foot. Or are they the same? Moving up to the shin bone. Feel the touch of clothing on this. Even be able to feel the shin bone itself. At least the skin stretching over it. Knee. Knee is a very complicated piece of machinery. Can you feel anything there? And the upper leg. At the front, the quadriceps. Very big muscles. What's happening in them? We go now to the front of the body, beginning with the belly. And the abdomen, the stomach. So these two are full of all kinds of feelings, physical and sensations that arise out of emotion. So you might have tummy ache, actually belly ache usually, and that feels really uncomfortable. Or you might have other aches in that area. There might be indigestion or something like that. And then there are the other kinds of sensations that come from our emotions, which can be pleasant or unpleasant. And these sensations are what we call them Vedana. They're identified by the mind. The mind identifies them as pleasant or unpleasant. And actually this includes any physical pain as well. Our minds tend to identify everything as pleasant or unpleasant. In other words, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. And if we get pains in our belly and abdomen and chest, we can try and push them away or ignore them. And this just helps them to get stronger. So with all pain, what we have to do is to just notice whether our mind is identifying it as pleasant or unpleasant. And then to just be kind to it. Just be kind to it without labelling it too much. Just allow it to be there, to look after it, to soften it, and in time it will ease a little. We do that. Noticing the chest, noticing any tightness, and just again, if there's any tightness in the chest, just allowing it to ease, bringing kindly awareness to it. Now, finally bringing our attention to the whole of the body, the whole of the feeling body. Just noticing everything that we can that's going on without thinking about it. Just allowing ourselves to experience the whole body. The whole of our sensate experience. Can you notice that nothing is staying the same? Everything is on the move. I'm going to ring the bell now to bring the meditation to an end. And when I do, just taking your time, being gentle, mindfully opening your eyes and moving your body. That's it. Thank you for being with me this morning. Just a reminder, I was saying at the beginning before we started that our shop on 38 Chilligate, York, our Buddhist Centre shop, opens next Thursday, a week on Thursday. And we're going to open from 1:30 till 5 o'clock from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday every week. We might extend that, I hope we will, but that's what we can manage at the moment. So if you come and have a look, there's some great, lovely things in there. You don't have to buy anything. Come and have a look, have a chat with us, and just come and say hello. That'd be lovely. If you're in York, if you're not in York, don't travel hundreds of miles. But if you're in York, it'd be nice to do that. So thank you very much, everybody. Great to be with you this morning. Kate will be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, and I'll be back on Wednesday. Kate will be doing mindfulness of breathing. Wednesday, I'll be doing self-care meditation. So see you again soon, and have a lovely day, and take care, and lots of love to you all.